Hey everybody, this is Ryan McClanahan with HistoryThroughCards.com. I hope you're all doing very well today. This video, I want to share with you a story about Rick Monday here. This is a 1975 Topps Mini, and it's a very nice card, I think. And these 1975 Minis were kind of they were pretty rare, I think, at one point in time. I don't think that's the case anymore. But I was going through a box that my buddy had the entire set that he was breaking up, so I just snagged as many as I could. It's because I think they're really cool, actually. One of the reasons why I actually wanted this card, other than the fact that it is a really neat looking card, is that Rick Monday has a very special place in my heart for a specific incident that happened in 1976 that I want to share with you guys today. So here we go. This is from the Society for American Baseball Research. April 25th, 1976. Rick Monday's great play saves American flag at Dodgers Stadium by Jeff Bardo. The Chicago Cubs center fielder played well on April 25th, 1976. He collected 3 hits, scored 2 runs, and drove in another. His efforts helped the Cubs to rally from a 3-run deficit and tie the game, even if they did not prevent a 5-4 loss to the Los Angeles Dodgers in 10 innings. But his greatest play on this Sunday afternoon won the hearts of 25,167 opposing Dodger fans, as well as millions of others who read about it in the next day's newspapers. In the middle of the 4th inning, the Cubs' Rick Monday made a career best putout. Though it didn't appear in the box score, Monday's saving grab stayed with him for the rest of his life. The bicentennial season was less than 3 weeks old when the Dodgers hosted the Cubs in the finale of a 3-game weekend series at Dodger Stadium. The early innings gave little indication that anything especially memorable was in store. Right-hander Rick Rhoden started for the Dodgers and set down the Cubs in order in the first inning. In the second, he allowed a 1-out walk to Andre Thornton and a single by Manny Trujillo, but stranded both runners. Cubs righty Steve Stone starting strong, retiring the first 5 Dodgers before his shoulder tightened. He left the game with 2 outs in the second inning, and right-hander Ken Crosby got the 3rd out. Monday laid down a 1-out bunt single in the Cubs' third. After taking second on Jose Cardenal's groundout, he opened the scoring on Bill Madlock's line drive single. Crosby held the Dodgers in check in the third, though Bill Russell reached on a bad throw by shortstop Dave Rozelle. Crosby struck out Bill Buckner to end the threat. The Cubs failed to score in the 4th. While warming up before the Dodgers batted in the bottom of the inning, Monday noticed 2 intruders lurking in the shadow left field. I had seen the 2 guys jump the fence and run on the field, and I thought they were going to shake hands with left fielder Jose Cardenal. As they headed toward center, Cardenal noticed one of them fumbling with something in his pocket. I thought he might have had a knife or a gun. You never know with those crazy people, and they were high on dope, really doped out. Monday noticed the older one spreading out the American flag like a picnic blanket. With their backs to him, Monday edged closer to the pair. He soon smelled lighter fluid being poured on the flag. Monday planned to knock them over, but when the wind blew out the first match, he got close enough to snatch the drenched flag before the second match could be lit. The would-be firebug failed miserably in trying to hit Monday with an awkward toss of the empty can. Monday handed the flag to Dodgers pitcher Doug Rauch. The fans, stunned at first, instinctively reacted to the organist and began to sing God Bless America. When they resumed, Crosby retired the first 2 batters, and then the Dodgers' dormant bats erupted. Steve Garvey singled and stole second, and Ron Cey walked. Henry Cruz was in center field for the Dodgers, while Dusty Baker rested a sore hamstring. Cruz provided two-out Lightning with a shot to right field, 8 rows deep, for a 3-run homer, his first in the majors. After the game, Cruz sighed, "I wish I could get the ball back and keep it forever. My wife just got here from Puerto Rico, and I dedicated the home run to her." Steve Yeager followed with a single and a stolen base. Russell singled to center to drive him home for a 4-1 lead. The Cubs began their comeback when Pete Lecoq opened the 5th inning with a home run pitch hitting for Crosby. Monday batted next, and the fans roared with a standing ovation. The scoreboard then read, "Rick Monday, you made a great play." After the ovation faded, Monday singled Cardinal, drew a walk, giving the Cubs 2 on with no outs. Roden retired Madlock and Jerry Morales, but Thornton made it 4-3 as he singled Monday home. Turillo walked to load the bases, but Say turned Steve Swisher's grounder into an unassisted force at third, and the Dodgers held on to their 1-run lead. Right-hander Oscar Zamora relieved Crosby and kept the game close with 3 scoreless innings. Roden shut down the Cubs in the 6th, but when Cardinal walked to open the 7th, Dodgers manager Walt Alston made a double switch. Catcher Joe Ferguson replaced Roden and batted 9th, while right-hander Mike Marshall replaced Yeager and batted 7th. After Madlock greeted Marshall with a single, the Cubs tested the Dodgers' new catcher. Cardinal took off on a steal of third, and Madlock made a delayed dash to second. Ferguson met the challenge, throwing to second to trap Madlock in a rundown for the first out. Marshall then fanned Morales and Thornton to strand Cardinal at third. Marshall returned for the 8th, and Trujillo led off with a double. Cubs manager Jim Marshall called for a sacrifice, but Mike Marshall fielded Swisher's bunt and threw Trujillo out at third. After a walk to Rosello pushed Swisher into scoring position, Jim Marshall went to his bench, pitch-hitting Champ Summers for Zamora and sending in Joe Wallace to run for the slower Swisher. Chicago's bad luck with tactical moves continued as Summers struck out, but Monday connected on his 3rd single, and Wallace's fresh legs carried him home from second, tying the game 4-4. Right-hander Mike Garman relieved Zamora in the 8th. After a double, a wild pitch, and a walk, the Dodgers had runners on first and third with no out. It was their first serious scoring threat since the 4-run 5th, but they could not push a run across. Garvey and Say popped up after an initial walk to Cruz loaded the bases. Ed Goodson, batting for Marshall, grounded out to second baseman Sizemore. Knuckleballer Charlie Howe replaced Marshall to pitch the 9th. After yielding an infield single to Madlock, he retired Morales, Thornton, and Trujillo in order. Garman pitched a quiet bottom half, sand-switching a fly ball between 2 ground-outs. Howe and Garman remained in the same game for the 10th. Howe got the Cubs out quickly in the top of the frame, but Garman cracked in his 3rd inning of relief. Sizemore reached when first baseman Thornton bobbled Rosello's throw for an error. Howe and Garman remained in the game for the 10th. John Hale sacrificed Sizemore to second. The Cubs walked Garvey intentionally, but Say's single scored Sizemore for a 5-4 walk-off Dodgers win. Los Angeles had the second win of what turned out to be a 12-game winning streak. Afterward, the biggest headlines belonged to Monday. He had served as a Marine reservist for 6 years, and the American flag meant much to him. An agitated Monday declared, if he's going to burn a flag, he better do it in front of somebody who doesn't appreciate it. I've visited enough veterans hospitals and seen enough guys with their legs blown off defending the flag. Many questions about the 2 intruders remain unanswered. Discrepancies in basic facts, such as their names, ages, where they were from, and what sentence the older man received, riddled coverage of the game and its aftermath. The historical record is inconclusive on what was being protested, but speculation has included treatment of indigenous people, the Vietnam War, and the older man's wife experience in a mental institution. Immediately after the incident, no journalist interviewed the intruders to sort out the confusion. Years later, journalist David Davis located both, but father and son refused to discuss it. "I'm not interested in reliving that time period," the son told Davis. "I don't see any good from rehashing that situation. I don't feel it necessary to go over this." A famous photo captures Monday's celebrated moment. Los Angeles Herald-Examiner photographer James Rourke snapped the image of the flag rescue. It remains a prominent reminder of the post-Vietnam years. It received a Pulitzer Prize nomination. Monday soon began to receive invitations to be an honored guest at patriotic functions, and continued to receive them in the decades since. He often tours the events with Rourke's iconic snapshot and the original flag given to him by Dodgers general manager Al Campaneris. Campaneris had often tried to land Monday in a trade, and finally dealt for him in January 1977, perhaps gifting Monday the flag and appreciation by the Dodgers fans helped. Regardless, Monday earned his second All-Star berth that year. He spent the last 8 seasons of his career with the Dodgers, contributing to 4 National League West crowns, 3 pennants, and a World Series championship. His biggest hit came in the last game of the 1981 NLCS. His tie-breaking ninth-inning home run shocked the Montreal Expos and propelled the Dodgers to the World Series. To this day, Expos fans call that game Blue Monday. In 2006, the Baseball Hall of Fame voted Monday's flag rescue among the 100 classic moments in baseball history. Whether speaking at VFW Post, waving in a Memorial Day parade, or answering a war veteran's letter, Monday will remain best known for his patriotic act more than any highlight from his 19-year career. As his teammate Cardinal affirmed, "Now we've got 3 great patriots, George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, and Rick Monday." So a lot of people have seen the photo of Rick Monday snatching the flag out of these 2 goofballs' hands, and it is again a very famous photo. But a lot of collectors and dealers and whoever, they might not be aware of what was going on during the game or what happened after. And so I thought was really interesting to cover. I really did want to cover this for quite some time. In fact, Rick Monday had a near 20-year career, and he's got a lot of cards out there. This just happens to be one of my favorites. And he played in the 1960s, 70s, and 1980s. So he covered essentially 3 different decades. And he's a great signer, too. So there's a lot of Rick Monday's autographed cards out there. And he's got a great signature. So I have yet to meet Rick Monday. I really kind of want to at some point. We'll see what happens. If he's around the Boston area at the Shriners Show, or a national maybe, I'll go up to him and I'll thank him for doing that, and for being in the Marine Corps as well. We really seem to be the United States of protest these days. Either people are protesting the policies of the United States government, or they're protesting some social injustice, whatever that may be. I've only been to 2 protests in my life. One was the Christina Pelletier case, and you guys can look that one up. And the other one was the Occupy movement, where I tried to sell soap, and I had a little jingle, "All we are saying is give soap a chance." Well, they weren't very happy with me, and they escorted me out and told me not to come back with my box of soap. And so I was like, okay, fine. I have no problem with protesting. For reaction, there is an equal and opposite reaction. So you really do have to be careful with protests and find out everything you can about who is organizing the protest, what their financial backing is like, and the people you're surrounding yourself with as well. And I would say that's true with everything that you do in life is be careful of the people that you surround yourself with. Know as much as you can about the, uh, the organizations and everything else. And so just be careful. Uh, I've never even considered, or nor would I ever consider, burning an American flag. I think it's a stupid idea. And if you're that unhappy with America or its policies, we've got 190 other countries that you can go to. The thing is that we take things for granted here in America, and it's the little things too. So, like things like toothpaste or hot water, for example, or toilet paper. Some of these things are not always found in other parts of the world. We are very fortunate that we have a United States Constitution. A lot of places in the world don't have the same freedoms that you and I would take for granted. And if you tried to pull a protest and say China, they might go after your family. They might lock up your family in prison, or you, in fact, you might disappear, and or be in a concentration camp. Uh, Tried to protest and say Indonesia, you at the very least might get caned. And there was a kid who got caned in the 1990s for I believe he was hitting a car or some kind of vandalism. You can't pull this kind of stuff in other countries that you would hear. I think that a lot of Americans just don't understand these things. And then, again, our freedom of speech. Uh, you do have the protection of freedom of speech, but, again, for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction, even if what you're doing is perfectly legal. Some people still might frown against what you're doing, and there is always consequences. In Great Britain right now, they're being put in prison because of the things that they say. So they don't really have a First Amendment over in Great Britain, and a lot of people are really kind of going to jail over this stuff. And then, of course, we've had the lockdowns here and around the world too, and that kind of woke up a lot of other people as well. But again, if you want to burn the American flag, like you can do so. There's no laws against it, but just because you can do something doesn't mean you're free of consequences. There's always going to be a consequence. So I would love to get your take in the comment section below and see what you guys think. Obviously, I'm open to all your thoughts. Just keep it civil, and we can have a nice discussion about this. And Rick Monday, obviously, Rick Monday thought enough about the American flag to snatch it out of the hands of these idiots. And again, they didn't say exactly why they were doing what they were doing, protesting America or the flag by burning it, which I think it's really stupid to do so. Again, you can do that, but it doesn't fly with me, and it never did. We've had too many people get killed in wars and injured defending the flag, and most of my family served in the military, so I'm not about that at all. And again, like that's why, like, Rick Monday's cards and this story kind of like resonate with me. And again, I really enjoy this card, and I've never met Rick Monday. I'd love to do that and get his autograph and just kind of talk with him. I don't think he's been at any shows around my area. So, guys, I'd really love to hear what you have to say about this. If you have any comments, leave them down in the comment section below, and I will get to you. And again, thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it as always, and I hope you have a good one. Bye.